Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Hedera and Hbar. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So initially on, when we were really kind of talking about the markets yesterday, I was really talking to you guys about where Bitcoin was headed, and that was around the 25 to 28K mark. Now, you might be thinking, all right, well, we're sitting at about 23.8K. We broke over 24K, but we could not continue up. I want you guys to understand that we'll most likely come back down to about like 23.5K roughly to hunt some liquidity before continuation upward. Now, throughout this week, I think that this is going to be a great week to really kind of be a part of crypto, but we will most likely top around 25 to 28K before having a nice strong pullback. That strong pullback will be the low end 20K region. On the 24-hour span, though, we are seeing a lot of altcoins breaking out a little bit. XLM was one that was up about 6% today. The graph doing very well. I know that Hbar wasn't moving too crazy. I mean, we were up a little bit, but since then we did break down slightly. We were trading at about like roughly 8 cents earlier. Now we are trading at about like almost 8 cents still. Here's the 7-day span of that nice uptrend from about 7 cents exact to almost 8 cents exact as well. Now, within this, I'm not too excited about like the price action currently, but what I am watching for is the NFT sector, because tomorrow we do see Zeus Market launching yet again, going live, which is going to be very exciting for those that are into the Hedera NFT sector. Now, with that in mind, let's just dive in and let's look at a few things around Hedera. So first off, DeFi. We talked about SaucerSwap going fully live. Since then, they did exceed $10 million in their TVL. And they did launch a new yield farm for Hbar X and, of course, Sauce. I personally love the fact that they are continuously building out this ecosystem now and really kind of paying attention to what the community wants in regards to, hey, what liquidity swaps do, individuals want? What are we going to do with like yield farms, etc.? And also, since that announcement, they added yet again another $1 million to TVL. We are sitting at about $11.3 million in TVL. We're going to continue watching this. Also, Sauce itself started to break out a little bit. It's sitting at about almost 6 cents. It was very close to flipping Hbar in regards to price action, which I thought was very interesting. And remember, there is so much that you could do on here. We've talked about this many times. I'm very excited for SaucerSwap continuing to build out this ecosystem. It's a very exciting time in the Hedera sector. And I told you guys, DeFi is one to pay attention to. And the reason why is because we are still seeing many announcements coming from the Hedera side of things. In fact, down here, HeliSwap, decentralized exchange on the Hedera network, supporting swaps between HTS ERC20s and Hbar, announced a partnership with Archaea IO. HeliSwap will be utilizing the Archaea, infrastructure to provide users seamless, simple, and comprehensive UX. And Archaea is actually very interesting. They did announce this earlier today as well. That's a wrap for our VIP Architects reveal. Welcome to the Archaea fam. We'll be back for more insights on how our VIP Architects will utilize Archaea's game-changing infrastructure services for their applications. Now, here is a few of their partners. As you guys do see, Toko is one. We've talked about Toko quite a bit on this channel, as I do think that this is actually a very large development on the Hedera ecosystem. This is the digital asset creation engine that solves the inefficiencies of today's capital markets by utilizing the best of distributed ledger technology. This is disrupting over $100 trillion in value, so I think that this is one that we should be paying attention to, especially with all of the awards and accolades that it already has under its belt. And of course, this is DLA Piper's core, major engine that they're utilizing within digital assets in general to disrupt the capital market area. And as I said, this is a well over $100 trillion market, $124.4 trillion to be specific with you. And I think that this is a market that is ripe for disruption. Remember, we talked about a lot of these use cases in regards to like tokenization and the markets that it could really kind of flow into. And I do think that the capital markets is one that really kind of is going to be the major aspect of tokenization initially. And the reason why I think that Toko is going to be huge is because it is built on Hedera, so you do see the cheaper, faster, and easier solution for this. It empowers value creation by enabling asset owners to create uniquely structured tokenized offerings, providing clients with access to a wider group of investors, improving asset liquidity, and allowing faster exit opportunities, reducing transaction costs and settlement times, eliminating fraud, and enhancing auditing capabilities via DLT, which is, of course, through Hedera. Now, we do see like the challenges. Capital raise process is inefficient. In a traditional value chain, the issuance of securities is limited to conventional asset classes and involves going through multiple qualifying entities to meet regulatory compliance. And securities distribution is often limited to a handful of clients authorized to trade only. When matched with other participants during market hours, transactions like this can easily take multiple business days to settle and require manual execution of corporate actions such as dividend payments and voting. And here you have the Toko solution. Like I said, this is one of the largest ones to date, and we do see like a ton of use cases around this as well. But go check out the use case value. So here you have it not only disrupting capital markets, but it's also going after real estate, which is again a $300 trillion plus market. I have reinsurance, equity, project financing, debt, ESG, intellectual property, fine art. Like Toko is extremely large, but here is like a few of it in action. So Toko and DLA Piper have advised clients on legal structure and models for digital asset offerings and tokenization advisory, structuring a $20 million token offering for a real estate developer to finance a Hong Kong hotel renovation, structuring a token offering for a real estate developer to finance land development in Lombok, Indonesia, tokenizing an existing corporate bond for a Thai property developer to facilitate the acquisition of a London real estate portfolio. So they are really jumping in deep in the real estate area. So you love to see that. And yeah, tokenized assets, tokenization is going to take over. I've told you guys time and time again, pay attention to tokenization, especially around a name like DLA Piper. Now, of course, where does Archaea come into play? Well, Archaea is actually very interesting. So we do see here, empower organizations, teams, and individuals to build fast, modular, and scalable solutions for Web3 applications. This is going to be, one that I do think streamlines the adoption of Web3, but also helps build it out on Hedera. We do see powering infrastructure, enterprise, and applications. Hedera, Google Cloud, Toko, Hashport, and HeliSwap. And we do see down here like scalability, infrastructure, API services. And then over here, in regards to the actual company, this is where I really wanted to focus on. I think that there was, sorry, 1 second. I think it might have actually been on their homepage. 1 second. So yeah, empowering Web3, this is what I wanted to talk about. So Archaea is an enterprise-grade infrastructure as a service IaaS provider empowering blockchain and distributed ledger developers. We provide a high availability multi-cloud environment and a modular scalable systems and APIs. And down here, we do see connecting the ecosystem. Through the Archaea API or web-based GUI, developers can effectively create services on DLT for mission-critical applications. This is where I do think Web3 really kind of, gets streamlined. Now, you might be wondering, well, what are they doing with Toko? To me, what I'm actually looking at here is just a connection to the capital markets area. I think that we're going to see a lot more use case value being developed around this from developers as well as like major builders, and I think that that's going to be huge. But I also think that the overall idea around Archaea is going to streamline the development of Web3 applications on Hedera as well. And we do see down here like design for developers. It creates scalable and modular tools so that teams spend time building dApps while Archaea enables the infrastructure developed for enterprise as well. Archaea offers scalable solutions and reliable support needed to ensure mission critical services don't fail when you need it the most. And yeah, I'm very excited for this, and a lot of this is coming soon. Like, this is still a very early on project and team. They actually followed me on Twitter. I didn't follow them back. I really forgot to. I seen it earlier. But as you guys do see, they only have 155 followers. They just joined in June 2022. They are really kind of empowering Web3, focused on building Web3, and I think that this is great. I think that something like this coming to the Hedera scene is huge for not only streamlined development around Web3, but it also, as you guys do see, has built out all of the major partnerships that it does need to have this really come to reality. I'm very excited for Web3 on Hedera, as you guys are probably all aware of. Now, also, talking more so about DeFi. DeFi is on its way to not only expand globally, but take the world by storm. And we're going to be talking about this. So first off, 1inch co-founder thinks there's plenty of room for DeFi growth in Asia, particularly in South Korea, though he tells Cointelegraph that it's the lack of understanding that's holding back DeFi's growth in the region. I actually would argue the fact that DeFi itself is extremely underexposed in regards to people learning about it, understanding it. I think that DeFi education needs to be a spotlight because I don't think people really understand DeFi's potential and the opportunity cost for DeFi in general. I think that DeFi being built out on something like Hedera is very unique because of the efficiencies that Hedera does have to offer compared to other major chains getting into the DeFi sector. But also, as we are seeing, I would say DeFi being put in the spotlight, but also even crypto regulation being put in the spotlight, we are going to see a massive surge in adoption. And we actually do see over here, the UK cannot afford to send mixed messages on crypto. This goes back to the 7th yesterday. Regulators have expressed conflicting messages about whether the UK is a good place for cryptocurrency development to occur. Now, we've talked about DeFi being a huge spotlighted issue. In fact, it has been really kind of put in the limelight as a negative thing because of things like, of course, Luna. We've talked about how this does, provide a bad, taste for major regulators around the world within crypto that are trying to go after this market that, are building out cases that could ultimately result in overregulation. I think that overregulation will kill crypto's innovation and stifle the growth of this market. But if we do have proper regulation, and if we do have regulation being ushered in quickly and streamlined, which we are basically seeing around stablecoins and non-fungible tokens in general, really kind of focused on DeFi in general as well from this aspect, I think that we could see the growth of crypto, multiplied like by 3 to 5 to even 10 plus X. And we're talking about the market cap of crypto, and this is going to happen pretty quickly. And we actually do see here, but a lot has changed. After 2 years of deliberations, European Union lawmakers achieved agreement on the markets in crypto assets MiCA regulation, marking a pivotal moment for harmonized supervision of the sector on such a scale. This follows United States President Joe Biden's executive order recommending a whole of government approach towards the responsible development of digital assets within the United States. The UK has also seen major political shifts during this period, including the resignation of Treasury Minister John Glenn, whose April speech supporting the industry represented the most emphatic from a UK official to date. And I would say when we look at crypto right now, specifically around the UK, it's growing rapidly in terms of the adoption cycle and acceptance cycle. A lot of these lawmakers and a lot of these major regulators are understanding the fact that you need to get ahead of this. We are facing a crunch point in the race for global crypto leadership. To me personally, I think the first country to truly adopt in and regulate crypto from their personal stance is going to be the ones that win long term. And the reason why I say that is because we've seen the efficiencies around the sector, specifically even in the DeFi area, and how large of an aspect this market actually is going to be. I mean, Toko, just in general, I know that we've talked about this project in the past before, but understanding the markets that it's going after, I know that this is just an image on a screen. So to a lot of people, this doesn't really seem like much. But if you look at the underlying company behind this, like DLA Piper, you see all the sectors that this is actually a part of. You see, industrials, healthcare, hospitality and leisure, government contracting. This is all of the markets that, crypto is going after and much more. You look at the categories, you look at where crypto is headed, the adoption cycle for this technology is going to be so large, but we won't get that if we don't see regulation and acceptance within a lot of these countries. But it looks like we are going to see the moment in time where they have no choice. The reason why they will have no choice is they will fall behind greatly if they do not race to accept crypto and take a leadership stance on adopting this technology, as well as regulating it in a way that it does not stifle innovation and growth and actually helps it prosper. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.